Okay, welcome back to the channel. Here is the first thoughts about the machine. I see they really beefed up the A-arms. Later on I'll do a side-by-side comparison with a 4-seat 2018 Ride Command, and I have another buddy that has a 2-seat, and we'll see what they have changed over the years. So this is a 2020 General XP 1000. You see they got high clearance A-arms on them now. Walker Evans needle shocks. They're a little beefier than the Fox ones. Time will tell how they perform. The coil setup seems to be quite a bit better. They got these flares on the side now, get a little bit of coverage. They have different tread patterns on the front and the back tires, even though it's pretty dark, even though they're the same tire. They're both crawlers, but one has an F in it, assuming it stands for front. You can see how big these shocks are back here. They got quite a bit more spring than the Fox ones, from my recollection, which we'll know better when we do a side-by-side comparison at a later date. They've got that arm right there gusseted. Let's see if I can get a better shot. I think I need to grab a flashlight. It's hard to tell in the video the height of the machine, but it's got 30-inch crawlers, Pro Armor 30 by 10 by 15s. They're called Crawler XGFs, and the back ones are called XGs. They are directional. And I'll grab a flashlight and we'll see if the rear ones are directional also. I don't have much room in the shop right now. I'm doing some work on the other side, so this should be better in future videos. I do not see a direction on the rear one, so it looks like the directional tires are only on the front. Okay, let's see, what else have they changed? So if you get the Ride Command, you get the Rockford Fosgate 400 watt stereo system. I need more light in here. There's a speaker in there. I thought that would be in the way of the feet, but so far it hasn't been a problem. And it has speakers back here up in the top of the rear. Sounds pretty good. It also has a 10-inch woofer mounted underneath the dash. See, there's the little storage box in the middle, and under the dash we have the big woofer. Amplifiers up under there too, I'm assuming. It'll be interesting seeing how the heater fits in here. The dealer was supposed to mount one, but they kind of drug their ass on that. That's another story. So So far I'm really liking it. It's got in the back all the generals. This is removable, but this is usually a bolt. They put this little twist deal in here, so you can pop that out, and then you can remove this side. They put a little shelf storage area on the side. That hole there is access, so you can get to the wiring for the brake lights. They didn't do the greatest fit on that. You see the tabs on the top. It has tabs on the bottom also. There you go, top and bottom. And they got these little grooves they're supposed to snap into. They do snap into the top ones, but they do not hold on the bottom ones. So I'll show you here when I put it back on, the bottom is a little loose. So that's another thing that'll be interesting on a comparison of the other ones to see if their panels are loose on the bottom. See, the bottom of this is loose. You can push it in. This one in the rear is the only one that tries to grab, but it does not hold it. Same on both sides. So they've added quite a bit of width here with these flares. Quite a bit wider than it used to be. This is something that doesn't seem real smart. They made the rear speaker has a bracket that goes around there, which would interfere with the ceiling of your rear window. I see that they have this shaped. They're probably thinking that if that's pushed up tight, but still you're going to have this sticking out beyond this, so you're not going to have a very good seal on your back window. I'm not going to be using a Polaris back window. It's an aftermarket one, so we might have to get a little creative on that. What else have they changed? It's a wider stance. They claim that it's 64 inches wide. I measured mine and it was 60. Let's see, I had a note over here. .65 3/8 wide. Supposed to be 64. That was measuring at the tires. Supposed to be 77 inches tall. Mine measures 78. Supposed to be 150 inches long. Mine measures 150 1/4. So I'll examine that a little closer later. Make sure I didn't miss something. So they do a wider stance. This is chassis is supposed to be bigger, or stronger, I should say. Oh, we were going to look at that. Now you can see how that upper A-arm on the rear is gusseted. That's pretty neat. Clear the sway bar in the back. And those are pretty beefy pieces. Well, what else am I forgetting? If you're not familiar with the Generals, they do have quite a spacious interior. I would do this outside, but it's raining at the moment. So you have cup holders in the back. You have a little storage cubby. You have a storage box. Behind the passenger's rear seat, there's a storage box. You can just almost see the cover, but there's a storage box there. Underneath the front seats, there's storage boxes. You have that cubby in the middle that there's many aftermarket bags for. I've seen one that's a glove box kind of deal that blocks the one side off and has a lock and you can slide out the other side. Not overly impressed with the way they did the wiring in the top. So they came out of the roll cage right there, ran these wires up, kind of zip tied, even got big old chunk of zip tie hanging off of one there. Can't quite see it in the video. There you can see it. And that's the wire coming back here to feed these rear speakers. So I might look in to see if there's something to neaten that up. We also have this coax cable that comes from up there with the wiring harness, runs across right back to here and stops. And I don't know what that is for. Got a little hole in the end, looks just like a coax. Get that to focus on it. There we go. So I have to do some research on that. I'm not sure what these tabs right here hanging down on this bracket. Let's see if I can touch that. This tab right here. I'm not sure what those are for. They're going all the way across that center bar. You see, hanging down like that. So we will figure out what that is and let everyone know at some point. Okay, well, I guess upcoming things will be, I have a heater to install. There's the box of goodies. So that'll be a nice addition. There is wireless winch remote. Got the wiring harness for lights. You got a Pro Armor 10-inch LED bar for the front. And in this box is rear window, sliding glass window. Haven't taken it out yet and inspected it. And I have a front windshield, and I have some Tusk seat heaters that I'll be installing. So that's all I can think of at the moment. Maybe I'll add some pictures of it outside in the sun if I have time before I post this and the weather gets better. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.